Hey, everybody. Happy Friday, the 18th of August, 2023. I'm offloading some magic cards from my collection and thought it would be fun to go through my collection and BS with y'all at the same time. So I'm going to be here for a couple hours going through cards. So if you want to jump on, say hi. I'll be here. Not going to be the most exciting thing until we get some extra folks in here. But, I'm here. People are starting to post pictures of their hardcover sets arriving, which is really awesome. Love it. Love seeing the pictures of people being, happy with them. And they look great. People are putting them on their bookshelves and they just look great. So, pretty excited about that. I have directly off camera here, you can kind of see the corner of them right here. I have three boxes stacked of cards, and there's probably about 5,000 cards in each box. So I'll try and go through all of these tonight. I'm only looking for like 20 different cards, maybe 30. And just trying to complete sets, playable sets of cards that people have a hard time finding that I might have extra of. And also, most importantly, are worth a little bit of money. Because I have a huge collection, no ability to play, and not much room to store it. So, might as well send it off to someone else. And, we just bought a new car because our old car died. And holy crap, our car's expensive now. Lord. Unreal. I don't think that's worth any money, but let's look. So if anybody wants to jump in, say hi, ask a question about anything, or just BS with me, come on in. I'm only a little awkward. Nope. Doobie doobie doo. I hope everybody got some fun plans for the weekend, and that failing, I hope maybe you can have a restful weekend. That'd be nice. We have a tendency to fill our weekends with lots of stuff, start to finish, lots of stuff, and I think we all kind of burn out and don't realize it. As great as it is to keep the kids engaged all the time, it does run us down. And tired parents are not patient parents. Is anybody watching anything good? We just finished the new Netflix one, Painkiller. That was pretty good. It's a lot like the Dope Sick movie or series that came out over on Hulu, I think it is, but had a different feel and was still really good. The whole OxyContin fiasco, it's unreal. Do it backwards. Hard to believe that it went on as long as it did in the way that it did. And yet here we are. So for those of you who are curious, I am working diligently. Hey, Anthony. Like 15 minutes or so, something like that. Not much, 10 minutes. Not even 6. Just feels like forever. 6 minutes. Just sorting magic cards. I have a lot of them, and I don't want them anymore. And they are gotta go. They just gotta go. But it is a process getting rid of them because, like, why are you facing that way? Gotta sort them. Gotta roughly grade their condition. And then, kind of do a little bit of research on what their value should be so you're pricing them appropriately. I put them up on eBay because that's just, I've got like 1,200 feedback on eBay, so I got a good rep there. Am I selling specific ones to collectors? Yeah, I guess you could call it that way. Each card has a use for a different kind of deck, and people are trying to build certain decks and are having a hard time finding certain cards to go in there. You can go online to search for them if you can't find somebody to trade or buy local, because some of these cards are hard to find, and sometimes nobody gets them local, and your local store doesn't have them at all. So you got to go online or travel. And they're the collectors, the people who, have been playing for a long time that are looking for, rare chase cards, special foils or, old sets or whatever. And I've got a lot of old stuff, like not super old, but pretty old stuff. I already offloaded most of my old stuff that was worth a lot of money. But the middle-aged Magic era, which was kind of like my heyday, when I was playing a lot and buying a lot, and it was like my chief hobby. That stuff is now old to the new people in the game. They were babies basically when that stuff came out. So they're looking for cards that I've got 30 or 40 of just sitting around. They can't find them locally because nobody was playing. So might as well, put them out there into the market and give people a better shot at finding the cards, put a few bucks in our pocket. We got to pay for that friggin' car we bought. Start donating semen. Pre or post OG Mirrodin? So I started playing competitively in Odyssey Block, in the middle of Odyssey Block, which is pre-Mirrodin, because Odyssey Block was pre-Onslaught. And I played heavily straight through Mirrodin Block, and I took a break at the end of Mirrodin Block because I was really burned out from affinity decks. Like I would go to a tournament and you'd play 5 or 6 rounds and you'd play 5 affinity decks, and the only way to beat affinity was to play affinity and just play it a little bit better than your opponent, because you just get like the accidental nut draw and blow people out. And I got out of it for a while, and then I got back in around Lorwyn block, and I played for 2 or 3 more blocks, and then got out of it again. I got back in Ravnica, but I have a shit ton of Onslaught, Odyssey, and Mirrodin block cards, which are now pretty old. So, middle-aged magic. Yeah. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? Welcome to the conversation. Like, I have boxes and boxes and boxes of Onslaught and Mirrodin block, like commons and uncommons. And it's funny too, because like back then, you'd be pricing stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that's worth $1. No big deal. I got 30 of them. There, no one's going to trade for a $1 card like that. And now that $1 card is like $8, and I still have 30 of them. So might as well put that towards the car, as they say. Plus, I owe money to our savings account, which is the way it is. Michelle, don't worry about it. It's cool. Neat that he plays. It's a fun game. It's very expensive. If you want to play competitively, I should say that. Asterisk. If you want to play competitively. So if you want to go to like tournaments and like play a deck that has a good chance of beating just about anybody you play with, it gets expensive. Because there's always going to be the good cards, and there's always going to be the bad cards, and everybody's trying to get their hands on the good cards to make the best possible deck they can. That drives up the value, scarcity, as it was. So if you're just playing for fun, like you could play a lot of really fun Magic for $50. Especially if you're willing to go on eBay and buy like people's collections, because they sell like 1,000 Magic cards. They're not going to be anything crazy valuable, but who cares if you're just playing for fun, right? Just build the best deck you can out of what you get. But you can get huge lots of cards for like $10, $20. And now they're the values on them are absolutely insane. Yeah, all of us nerds that are coming into our adult prime, hitting our 40s and 50s, we are now having all the nostalgia, and we're going back and buying all of the stuff from our childhood, right? Because we have all the spare money now that we're, quote unquote, successful adults. So now all this adult money is now competing with all the kids, who are trying to play, and it's driving up the value of the old stuff like crazy. Like, I used to play Vintage, which is like the oldest format of Magic, and you play with the most broken cards, like the most powerful, unfair. We don't make them anymore because we realize now that they're broken cards, and those are called the Power 9, the 9 most powerful cards. And back when I was playing, the average Power 9 card was like $200, $300, something like that. A really nice one might be $500 or $600. And those same cards are like $1,500 now, $2,000. I had a Black Lotus, which is like the most expensive card out there, and I sold mine when I got out of Vintage for $1,500, $1,200. And at the time, I was like really happy with that. And now that same card is like $5,000. Great, like literally the same card. So welcome to the weirdness. Some trash. I used to play a lot of drafting, where you'd go to a store and everybody would buy 3 random packs of a set, right? It's all of the same packs, right? You have Island Walk. You had to take it over the water. But when you draft, you just pick cards out of packs until you get enough to build a deck, and then you just make the best possible deck out of the random cards you get. And it's really fun because you never know what you're going to get. And it really rewards your skill in the game, like how well you know how to use the rules of the game, right? And learning how to make, kind of crappy cards interact in a way that benefits you. And I was a good player, so I used to do really good at draft. But as a consequence, because you're picking so much random crap, you wind up with a lot of really shitty cards. So I've got like just piles of trash cards that aren't worth anything. Like 6 cents. Like, what the hell am I going to do with 10,000 of those? No one's actually going to give me 6 cents for them because it's a trash card. Should make like furniture out of it or something, pour a resin on it. Do you ever play Commander or only Constructed and Sealed? So I got out of it when Commander was starting to like really blow up and get popular. So I've played Commander. Commander's fun, but never really got into it. What's cool though is I have a lot of like really great cards that are popular in Commander that had no use before, and they came out with a new format of playing, and all of a sudden, all these kind of like mid-range cards that had like very niche uses are suddenly great and awesome, and people want them for their Commander deck. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. Like that's a whole new community of Magic players. And there are so many. Zendikar. I bought so much Zendikar. Holy shit. I was chasing fetch lands. The fetch land, the rare land cards. And I bought cases of Zendikar. Cases. Literally cases. Not booster boxes. Cases of booster boxes. And each case has 6 boosters in it. 6 boxes of boosters. Each box of boosters has 36 boosters. Each booster has 15 cards. And I think I probably bought 5 or 6 cases of Zendikar and then drafted. Like just drafted and drafted and drafted and drafted. And I got so many fetch lands. I got a ton of fetch lands in Onslaught Block too, because back in Onslaught Block I owned my hobby store. Co-owned my hobby store. And we knew that Onslaught Block with the fetch lands was going to be like crazy money, now and then down the line. So we opened, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 cases of stuff for the store, and pulled probably 80 or 100 fetch lands. And then when the store closed down, because my business partner and I parted, I got all the Magic cards. So a lot of the cards that I'm going through right now are ones from the store back in 2002, 2003, something like that. Which do you like more, Legacy or Modern? Legacy was my jam for a really, really long time because I had all the old cards and I could compete and I could make like some of the really broke Legacy combo decks. Like Enchantress. I played so much Enchantress. It was so much fun just playing a deck that just didn't let people do anything, or had an answer to everything. And I played a lot of like Phyrexian Dreadnought, Stifle Knot. Played a lot of stuff like that. And like aggro control stuff, like back when it was really good, I played Grow, which is Psychotog and Quirion Dryad, and that was a really fun deck because like you played these little creatures that grew really quickly and got really out of hand really fast if they didn't answer it, and you run alongside those little creatures ways to stop them from dealing with your creatures. So they basically had like a turn or two once you landed a creature to deal with it. And if they didn't, you were just going to run over them with that little guy. that gets big. And that was a lot of fun to play with. When I played Vintage, I played combo. Because like the combo decks that you can play in Vintage are just insane, and the amount of times you can win on like turn 1 or turn 2 was just like so stupid. So much fun. Enchantress is the shit. Pre-modern, only cards from pre-Meriden. Interesting. Yeah, Stifle Knot was fun. I found it to be kind of fragile though. Like that's the issue with like decks like Grow and Stifle Knot is like if you reach and you land your threat before you're quite able to protect it, and they remove your threat, those decks can have a really, really, really hard time recovering, because you don't run a whole lot of hard counters to deal with other people's issues. So like your whole game plan is to like land a threat and then force them to deal with you, and that's your strategy, right? So if you don't land a threat and they don't have to deal with you after that, then you just kind of sit there and watch them kill you. In Standard, I played a lot of Control because the card selection was so narrow. It was really easy to run Control decks, I always found. And aggro is always default good because you're just trying to do 20 points of damage, and aggro, the only thing aggro does is do damage. And every single card theoretically does damage. So, all you got to do is draw enough cards and eventually you'll win. But the problem with aggro is it struggles with combo because it's not fast enough for combo. So, yeah. 5 to 7 Stifle Knot, yeah. And it used to be Goyfs, right? You'd run 4 Tarmogoyfs and like 1 or 2 Phyrexian Dreadnoughts. And you'd basically just like either stick like a turn 3 or turn 4 Tarmogoyf and then just smash face for a couple turns with it. Or you'd, just try and shut them out real quick with Stifle Knot. But the thing with Stifle Knot is if they, Swords to Plowshares it or Path to Exile it, you don't have the protection. You're just like, oh, I suck at Magic. Congratulations on your win. Yeah. Dieter. Yeah, 13 and 14. Yeah, I write books. I don't know if you knew that. For a living. I do it for a living. That's what I do. I'm so far behind where I wanted to be this year in terms of like production because summer has been really hard to find the production time because the girls have been home and our work schedule is just really tough because we both take care of the girls and we don't put them in daycare and we don't have family nearby that can take care of them on a regular basis. So it's just us. So my work time has been restricted, and the Kickstarter has been so time consuming. And I'm still dealing with it. Like I still have stuff to package and ship out. And I'm starting to do all the international packages right now, getting them boxed up and stuff, but they require, customs paperwork and different packaging. So that's awesome. And then they shorted me on book 5s on the hardcovers and sent me extras of 4, 6, and 7. So like I couldn't even complete some of the sets and then had to wait a couple weeks for that. But then I had to deal with, messaging them and explaining to them how they messed up. And, they were awesome. But, it's just time consuming to sit there writing out detailed emails. Thank you, Bobby. Back in Odyssey block, I loved playing Mirari's Wake. The 3-color, now you would call it Bant control deck. But that thing was broken because it was like essentially combo control. So like you would just like stall them with your control elements until like turn 7. And if they hadn't killed you by then, you would just like on their end step, you would make like 10 soldier tokens at the end of their turn. It would come back to your turn. You'd attack them for 10, and then they had 1 turn to deal with it. And if they didn't have an out right then and there, you just won. So it was really fun because it's like you only had to control the game for a couple turns. And the deck could answer everything because that was back when they had all the wish cards. So you could wish for cards outside of your game. And you could wish into your sideboard, which is all the cards that you bring to a match that you can swap in to be useful. And you just kept silver bullets in your sideboard, and you just cunning wish outside of the game to get a card that answered whatever problem they presented to you. And I love that deck because it just always had the answer. Reanimator was really fun too back then. Reanimator was like crazy strong. Might be good. Goblins was really good. Goblins, because of Goblin Pile Driver, goblins will always be competitive at this point. Like they will always be mentioned. That used to be a good card. And then there's a good old Curd Ape for all the zoo decks. Verdant Force, yeah. Force, yeah, that was the original Reanimator target. And then better things came out. Gristlebrand. I think he's still the #1 Reanimator target. I don't think they've come out with much better than him. Because you reanimate him and then you're like, I'll just draw 7 more cards. And that's like game over. Can't let anybody draw 7 cards on you in this game. It's too much. That card any good? Probably not. Oh, the foil was really valuable. No, it's not. Get out of here. Arcana Cruelty, yeah. So many Zendikar cards. And Mirrodin was funny because back in the day, Mirrodin was like such a meh set. And it was like, oh, these neat artifacts. Oh, they're so cool. But like at the time, there weren't any like really breakout cards. But as time has gone on and they've released more cards that interact with those old cards, Mirrodin has turned into like a big time money set. So many cool cards came out of that set. Onslaught as well. Onslaught, people love the fetch lands and stuff like that. But so many like commons and uncommons out of that set have like retained terrific value. The track's so stupid. Forge. Yeah, I mean, I used to play all the time. I played online as well for a little while, but I like realized that I didn't get the satisfaction, the tactile satisfaction of playing online. Like, I love cards in my hand. Like, that feeling is very important for me, apparently. And just like clicking and sorting through my collection was just not as much fun. It is a great way to find new decks. I mean, that was back when they had, God, what was it called? Workstation? I forget. Where you could like proxy decks online and just futz with them and like learn how to play them and see if you liked them before you actually track down the real cards or went online to the official online. I forget that was called. Passwords. Nice. Comment. Delete. Yep, made a test drive. So what's everyone else up to? I'm sitting here shuffling cardboard. Anybody got any fun plans for the weekend? Noel, you're bracing yourself for your country's implosion. I know that. Commander with some friends. Say hi to your friends for me. Hi, friends. So many Zendikar cards. Beefing up your website? Bad Wabbits up for digital sale. I saw that link. I haven't had a chance to really look at it yet because I'm trying to get this done. Glad you got it sorted out. Seems like it wasn't too hard. Taking countermeasures. I know. I saw some of your posts. Yeah, Spain. Miguel. Yes, I did. Yes, book 14 ends at a cliffhanger. Although, there's at least a little bit of closure on that one. So yeah, it's a cliffhanger. But, there's some resolution on some stuff there. I'm really happy with book 14. I've said this a bunch of times, but I'm happy with it. I like the way it turned out. I like the tempo of it. I like characters. It was good. I'm happy with that book. I'm not always happy with them. And it's hard to accept that, like, okay, this gets it done. It's not as great as I'd like. But a lot of times, like, you don't quite know how to fix it. And like might kick it to beta readers and have them check it out. Half the time they're like, oh yeah, it's great. Put it out like it is. But it's like, I feel like it's missing something. But 14 was really good. I'm super happy with 14. So many lightning riffs. Holy shit. Thank you, Miguel. Appreciate that. I'm trying to get the third diggery done now. Making pretty good progress on it now. Stable footing. Talking about books. Thomas is going to factor in next. That seems likely based on Adrian's trajectory. There's a certain point where the way I write, and the way a lot of writers write, where you can kind of see the writing on the wall, where things are going to go. It take a long time to build up to that point, but once I do, why live on 2 streams? People can't read. What? That used to be worth money too. Nope. What Magic the Gathering decks are you auctioning? I'm not doing any specific decks because most of what I have, I wouldn't know what would make an attractive deck right now. But the stuff that I have for sale, like all over the place, I have all of the stuff pretty much needed to make Legacy Enchantress up enlisted, which is like some of those cards are pretty hard to find nowadays. The really good ones, at least. I've got a lot of affinity stuff up. I got a lot of chase rare lands up there. Some really great artifacts. A lot of I think I was saying like middle-aged Magic stuff that is kind of hard to find nowadays. Onslaught block, Odyssey block, Mirrodin block, Zendikar block. Lots of that. Lorwyn block stuff. Cards from that era. Yeah, a few Planeswalkers. Not a ton. Those don't last because I had the only ones I had were the ones that were good from that era. Like I kept the the ones that were quality. And when I listed those first because I knew that they would sell, and they did. I don't think I have much of any Planeswalkers up for sale right now. I still have a bunch to list, but they're nothing really particularly great. Some random Ajani's, some Jaces. I think I have some Jaces up right now. They're on eBay. If you just go to eBay and you plop in Tier 1 Games. That's my my old game store name, which I still own and still do business under. If you ever buy anything from me via PayPal, you'll notice it says, Tier 1 Games, Chris Philbrook. Because I don't want to lose the name. I want to keep using it. A lot of good elf stuff. A lot of good uncommon lands. A lot of like the chase uncommon lands that are staples in a lot of older decks. A lot of enchantments, like good value enchantments. Well, it's a lot of just good stuff. I got sold off a lot of my like Moxes and all that stuff pretty quickly too. Like I had a bunch of Mox Opals, and like I think I had 8 of them, and those sold all at once to one person. Like, what do you want for all of them? It's like a lot of the big value stuff is gone, but there's some $100 cards up there, some lots of stuff in the $30 to $50 range, and like a lot of just like staple stuff that's like $3. Like the things that a lot of people use in a lot of decks, but they're not super hard to find. Those are up there too. Lots of cool stuff. Lots of legacy staples, modern staples. Things that anybody who plays those formats are going to want to have 4 of because they go in a lot of decks. So those are fun. I also have a lot of cool like one-off foils, which are great for Commander because a lot of people like really shiny Commander decks because you can only really play with one of a card. So if you're going to have one, might as well make it a shiny one. So like those are great because like sometimes it's hard to find one random rare that's foil because people want to sell 4 or 5 of them at the same time. You're a mess tonight. Are you drinking again? Probably. I also have a ton of Friday Night Magic promos the foil DCI Friday Night Magic promos because I played a lot of Friday Night Magic and I routinely finished high enough to get the promos. So I have like play sets of all different kinds of FNM stuff, which is great because like the only way to get them is you had to be at the store playing those games and you had to do fairly well or trade for them. And because I played almost every Friday for years, I got a lot of those. Got a lot of them. Like I just listed like Arena FNM Castigates, which are like $3-4 a piece. And you know, hey Ben, you saw Magic the Gathering and immediately appeared, huh? Ben just jumped in the chat. Benjamin Corsi, he owns a store up in Plymouth, New Hampshire, and he's a excellent Magic player that I've played a lot. He and I have played quite a bit, and he still plays. He travels to like tournaments all over the place and does pretty damn well. He's one of those affinity lovers, though, so read into that what you will. Anything spicy, and most of it's just kind of like staple stuff at this point. Like I've got most of the good stuff already listed. Like I had like 5 Tolarian Academies that I listed, and sorting through stuff earlier tonight, I pulled. I got play sets of Fifth Dawn foil Night Whispers, which are fun, like $30 a piece. And I have a foil Sliver Overlord from Scourge, which is like a $350 card. So that's cool. That's the spiciest thing I've got at the moment. I just listed some zero mana kobolds from Legends because they're just fun and they're kind of hard to get your hands on nowadays. See if anybody actually wants them. They're only a couple bucks each, but you know, it is what it is. Right, exactly. Path to Exiles, that kind of stuff. And I do, like I was going through my boxes the other day and like cracked open like a bunch of like random stuff. Like what was it? Like Suppression Fields, Johnny's Welcomes, Lightning Greaves, Paradise Mantles. Like these are all cards that are like kind of junk cards or something from back in the day, if you will. But now they're like $7 or $8, you know, and I like just have a box with a whole bunch of them in it. And it's like, well, you know, those are all great. Those are good cards to have. Might as well go through the collection and see if I have more. And because, you know, people want them, I've got them. I need to pay for this fucking car. Tis what it is. Foil Grim Monolith a few weeks ago. That's awesome. Yeah. The big ones that I sold off were my Lion's Eye Diamonds. I had a play set of Lion's Eye Diamonds, and those went for like $4 something each, which was awesome. That was great. That really helped. And then, like I said, the Tolarian Academies, like about half of them sold for, you know, around $100 each, which again, really helpful. But you know, most of it's nothing really huge. It's funny too because they're like entire sets of cards that are like kind of worthless. Like there's not a whole lot in them. And it's frustrating because it's like, this is old. This is a really old set. It's rare. It's hard to find. You can't find this stuff in good condition anymore. But it's worthless because it's not good. Nobody wants it for anything. You should look at your cards, Carl. Some of that stuff's worth crazy money now. Of course, the the opposite is true, because like some stuff that was like crazy valuable is now worthless because it doesn't fit in the deck anymore. That used to be worth money. Yeah, that's $3. I think I got a pile of them. 2. It's funny too, because like some of the stuff that I like kind of hoarded was like old cards that were useful in the older formats that haven't really rotated out of like usability, so they've kind of held their value, which is really cool. And I've been pretty good at guessing what's worth keeping a hand on. I sold off the foil ones that was already. Ravnica, nope. But the the economy the way it is and everything being so expensive, it's crazy, because like it feels like everybody's broke. Like we're broke, all the people that I talk to are broke, money's tight for everyone. And yet, here I am selling this stuff off, and there are buyers for it. Like, I don't know who these people are that have all this spare money to buy this stuff. Gotta downsize, right? We're hoping to buy a house next year. We were hoping to buy a house this year, but the market did not chill the fuck out, and interest rates kept going up. So we're like, better wait. Yeah, Bitcoin millionaires. I wish. Anyway, I don't know who's got all this spare money. People who work in tech, I guess. People who make more money than I do. They're all fake names for Zuckerberg. He's buying everything. Eventually, everything will be owned by the same 4 people. And they already kind of own most of everything anyway. Zuckerberg states, yet pre-modern is casual-esque format that's picking up steam. Oh, old extended. Man, I haven't heard extended in a long time. They did away with it really when modern came out. Pre-modern. Paying $12 to breathe there. We have turned into Idiocracy, which, by the way, is a phenomenal movie that holds up really well. Although it's more of a documentary lately. I used to ride my bike during the summer, like 3 miles across town to the local store that sold Magic cards. And I was really into Magic cards when like Fallen Empires and Homelands was out. And they used to sell those packs for $1. And I bought so many packs of those cards. And they're awful sets that have nothing worth it. And I still have a lot of those cards. And man, if I had just gotten into it a couple months before that, I would have been able to buy like a shit ton of unlimited and possibly even some beta, which would have been like really nice. I think I bought, like, in my entire life, I think I bought like maybe 6 packs of beta, maybe 12 packs of unlimited back when they were like $2 a pack. And I remember thinking, wait, why would I get 1 pack of that for $2 when I can get 2 packs of this for $1? Not really thinking that, certain packs had better cards in it. But, here we are. My 3,000 homelands, shit lands. The OG era is. It's only the rich that get richer. Everyone else struggles. That is correct, Louise. It is crazy. It's like we were watching the Painkiller show, and it shows addiction and how addiction screws with people and stuff. And my wife is a therapist, and she worked as a addiction specialist therapist during that era. And she's watching this movie, and it's just like basically what her life was for years, just helping people try to get off oxys and heroin and stuff like that. And the amount of people who are like selling their livelihoods to get money to buy oxy or heroin, and then not having like their tools to do their carpentry work or whatever, and then they don't have any way to make money, and it just just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And it feels kind of like that. Like, I feel like people are burning the candle at both ends just to get by, and then all of a sudden people are out of shit, and then they gotcha. The bastards gotcha. Might be worth it. Just in case. But, we all live in a simulation anyway, right? It was an enormous deal. It completely fucked our country over. Like, people don't realize the damage that OxyContin did to our culture, our family culture, our medical systems. Like, unreal. Like, New Hampshire, where I'm at, was particularly hard hit by oxy for whatever reason. I remember reading an article that they said basically that like the doctors up here were campaigned hard by Purdue, that oxy's not that bad, and there were New Hampshire's not that big. We only got like maybe 1.5 million people. So if 10 more doctors in the whole state prescribe it at a higher rate, then a whole lot of people. Yeah, millions of pills. It's unreal. They were saying that Purdue at the height of it was profiting $30 million a month. Like, profit, not what they were bringing in. Profit after paying for everything. And they were spending money left and right like crazy to promote it. They were buying their salespeople cars for hitting sales goals. Just buying them a car. There you go. And not like shitty cars either, like decent cars. $30 million in profit a month. And it's a family. It's a privately owned company. So like 10 or 15 people are splitting that. So like, how much money did they wind up pocketing as a family? Unreal. Unreal. The Sackler family. Billions. Wow. That's a $2 card, huh? All right. Hey, Rachel Rachel, I got to talk to you. I'm packaging up international stuff, so I'm reaching out to everybody who ordered on the Kickstarter internationally. So I'll be reaching out to you to let you know what's going on with your stuff soon. My plan was to do it today, but I actually didn't get the chance to work earlier. So yeah, I think I figured out the cheapest way possible. That's also like safe. Because the issue is I can package it up perfectly and it's, taken care of and good and whatnot. But sending it like that costs like $150, whereas doing it the other way is still good, but only will cost like $70. So I forget the exact number. Don't quote me. And can you buy more books? Yeah, just message me on the side. Just let me know what you want. I have stuff. I can't sell some stuff because I haven't filled all the orders yet, but I will have extras. And if people who are backing the Kickstarter want to add to what they bought, that's fine. But I'm not going to sell the stuff outside of the Kickstarter to other people. Those are a couple bucks each. So yeah, just message me. It's all good. And pretty soon as well, once I get a handful more of the Kickstarter shipped out, the coins, the Adrian's coins, well, I can start selling those to anybody who wants one, not just people who back the Kickstarter. So that'll be fun because a lot of people are asking, and I can't really sell them until everybody who order them on the Kickstarter gets them, because they paid to get it early. Books for bucks. And I still have so many fucking books here. It's crazy. I got one set of 8 here on the desk right here. And then right over there on a table, I have 13 more sets, 8 books each, that are waiting for other things to come in, dice to be finished, or the book 5s to come in, or the Tales books to come in so I can ship those out, because I thought I ordered enough, but I did not. And that's my bad. But everything is still shipping out far earlier than what I put on the Kickstarter, because I knew, I just wanted to give extra time in case something went wrong, which is why I did it. Urza's Baubles. What set is Urza's Bauble in? I'm about to go through artifacts of that set. So if you let me know now, I can look in like 15 minutes. Anyway, a lot of stuff. Oh, thanks, James. I appreciate that. James Spence says, "Thank you for everything you do. Can I send you some chocolate too?" Yeah, just let me know what. I don't think it's a problem sending chocolate. Can't send like produce, but chocolate should be fine. Worthless. I think those are worth money now. Quicksand. Visions. Worthless. Bam. What kind of chocolate? Like good chocolate or shitty Hershey's chocolate? like those. One of the things that's really fun about going through old magic boxes is it's like going into your closet and going through all of your jacket pockets and occasionally finding like $10 and $15 bills. Yes, that is an excellent card. I will keep that. Thank you. Those are really good too. Got home from Chicago last week and should have bought more. Oh, Ghirardelli. Ghirardelli's pretty good. Do you have Lindt chocolate there? Lindt? It does bring back the good old days. Lindt. Do you have Lindt chocolate there? Because Lindt's really big in New Hampshire. We the American headquarters for Lindt is here. Used to be like a $5 card. Not anymore. Yeah, we like Lindt. Lindt's good. Ghirardelli's good too. Yeah, just shoot me a message or an email or something, and let me know what kind of chocolate you want, and I'll grab some for you. No big deal. Oh, hey, look, a pile of $5 cards. Like a pile of $5 cards. I know the foil of this is worth a shit ton of money. Nope. Womp womp. Can you also get a Mr. Biggs? What's Mr. Biggs? I do not think I can get Mr. Biggs because I don't know what it is. We have Mr. Max here, which is macaroni and cheese, but I don't think I can send you a bowl of macaroni and cheese in the mail to Australia. I have a strong suspicion that it will not arrive the way you would want it to. It's all crap. Big black chocolates. Yum. I think. Coaching waste. I also bought, for some reason, I was playing around M14 when M14 came out. I got a ton of it. Not a whole lot. Okay, yeah, we might have it at some of the stores, but I don't recall seeing it. I'd have to go into like a little mom and pop shop. The big stores, I don't think have it. Nope. How about some Wayfarer's baubles? I got Wayfarer's baubles out the butthole. Drafted a lot of Wayfarer's baubles. Slagworm armor. Anybody want some slagworm armor? figured out that was worth money, right? Nice try. Where did I go? Wrong tab. Can you point your camera down a bit so we can see you shuffle cards around? Yeah, you want to look at my crotch? So I'm getting washed out by the light, but and yes, as fast as I'm going, I'm actually reading these. Once you get used to doing this all the time, it goes pretty easily. I also have a ton of Japanese Fifth Dawn. If anybody reads Japanese, that's a pile of cards. Yes, it is. You're not wearing pants. No, I'm wearing shorts. I have gym shorts on. I was wearing nicer shorts earlier today, but the girls and I baked a cake today to have for dessert after dinner, and I realized that I had white icing smeared all over my crotch, and it looked like I had an accident of an entirely different nature. And I was like, you know what? Tonight would be the night where I would like stand up in front of the camera and there would just be this like giant white crusty smear across my crotch, and everyone would be like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Okay. 'Ton of Fifth Dawn. I also at one point went through my collection and set aside all of my zombie tokens because I thought it would be fun to like sign zombie tokens and send them out to people, but I offered it a bunch of times and nobody wanted it. So here we are. Do-do-do-do. Coins, yep. Yep. I think I threw them all away, but when I vintage in order to like play, to have like the world's most expensive cards possible. And when you're play testing vintage, you need to, play against those decks that you're going to play against to see if, what you're going to play can handle it or, is competitive or whatever. And we printed out proxy cards where we just took the picture and saved it on a Word document and then printed it out and then glued it to shitty cards and just did that. But I had like a box of proxy cards. So I had like all the old cards proxied up. And I had them. I still had them for a long, long, long time. And then finally I was like, why the fuck do I have these? Like, they're useless. These are just like pictures glued to bad cardboard. So those got thrown away. Literally nothing of value in this set at all. Hey, it's Mr. JB. Welcome to the chat, J Bizzles. The dilemma too with doing so many drafts is like in draft format, some cards are just always good, right? Like a certain card is always going to be good because it's just a good card. And in draft, you have to draft the good cards. But what's good in draft might not be good in a constructed format where you're trying to build combinations of cards that achieve a greater effect, right? Like in draft, a decent sized creature is powerful because a decent sized creature is hard to deal with in draft because you can't find all the good cards that deal with big creatures. So like I have a ton of really mediocre trash cards from drafting, and it's like, oh yeah, I drafted a ton of those because they were really, really good in draft. It's like zombie tokens. I have a bazillion of these, and a lot of them are different pictures. They're not really worth any money, but being that I make my living writing books about zombies, I thought it might be fun if I had some fans that, you know, played a lot of Magic. They could bring signed zombie tokens around. But they, yeah, that would be cool, but nobody's asked for it. Gift them in books. Yeah, that's a solid idea. Answer your texts. Oh dear. Sorry, wife. And I mean it. Oh dear. What's up, JB? What's oh dear? Mirage. No, those aren't worth anything. Oh, see, like this card right here, Rando, Foil Wild Nakatl. Back in the day, that was like a $20 card. Let's look it up now. Wild Nakatl. So that is the original Wild Nakatl from Shards. So that's a $4 card. So we'll list that. Someone will want it. Hey, look, another Foil Knight's Whisper. That's a $30 card. Withered Wretch from FNM. So literally, it's like going through your pockets. I think those are worth anything. But let's look. Foils are... Oh. Oh, $10. Nice. Free. M11 preordained, $2. I'll set them aside. Maybe I'll find more. He thinks you're in trouble. I'm in trouble? Oh, yeah. Boss says, stop playing online and answer your text. She said, I love you. She wanted me to respond back. I'm not always in trouble. Maddie says, "Hey, I'm home on a Friday." Well, Leah's off gallivanting with her friends, but now she's online doing this. Is your party you're with your buddies not as fun as you'd hoped, or are you just taking a break to troll your husband? Could go either way. Could go either way. Could go either way. Leah, I keep talking to JB about trying to get down there to visit them because I think that would be super duper fun. Came back to sleep. Well, I hope your mom hippie weekend is everything you could have hoped for. Everything's here. You have nothing to worry about. Easy peasy. Oh, Maddie logged in. Well, less those. They're old. People might want them just to complete a set. Bold and like you rolled a ball, or you bawled like you cried. Y'all had like a spiritual connection, crying. Either way, sounds like fun. Classic cards. OG ones might be pretty good. Do. Boop. $1.50. $100 if it's a foil. Huge difference. Howled and some crying. Nice. Drum circling. Badass. That's awesome. I've never been in a drum circle before. Any circle I've been was notably different in terms of what it was trying to achieve. But that's not worth anything anymore. Yeah. September's gorgeous, man. September's where it's at up here. Early October's good too. And yeah, traveling with all of your kids is tough. We're smaller, obviously. Much smaller footprint. Kazandu blade. Stream froze just for you. I'm ticking away over here. I think your country's imploding. Warrior. block, steel shaper. Do 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 ba do do do. I got a playset of them, and they're worthless. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Those used to be a few dollars each. Nope, 20 cents. Bummer. That is a human photocopier. Hey, what do you got? Like 8 girls now? 14 girls? 6? Too many, my friend. Too many. Too many. They're worthless. Those are worthless. Those are worthless. Oh, fire and ices are pretty good. Oh, that's turn and burn. Just kidding. Not fire and ice. Trash. 5 for now. Dude. Either get snipped or wrap it up, homie. Your wife deserves a break. Arkham Slay. Get back here. Yo. Why does the wife need a break? Her uterus? I mean, like, I feel like that's pretty obvious. But, you know, I'll walk you onto that logic if I need to. She gets pregnant, has to be pregnant, which, you know, I'm sure by now you know that it's not like awesome. And, you know, like I'm sure just, you know, might be nice to have a break. Right? Yeah, Maddie. Well, so far I've sorted through a few thousand cards and started a fight in a marriage. So, heck of a Friday. Right on par. Maddie and I bought a resin printer. Oh, yeah, you said that last time we played. That's super exciting. We have the longer one here, the low end printer, which I looked into setting up, and it just became too complicated, and we didn't have a good place to put it because you're not really supposed to be around it while it's running. Fumes and such. 3D printing is awesome. I think that on the butter jokes. $1. God, I have so many living walls. It's a trash card does nothing. Filament printing. I should have started out with a filament printer in retrospect. Resin was what I wanted, but filament is what I should have started out with. Live and learn. I would love a workshop. JB needs one. Well, you need a studio. Can you reuse the resin? Yeah, the stuff that goes into the tray on the plate, you can filter and then reuse. But you got to filter it. Little bits of debris from the curing process can float around. And if you just put it in, it won't cure correctly on the second run through. And who wants that? Nobody. Nobody wants that. Welcome, Mesley. Welcome. Rised. What about unlimited? There you go. $8. You just pull all of my unlimited cards. Even if they're not good, they're old enough that people might want them. Like I have a bunch of stuff from like Legends and Antiquities and It's the other one. Arabian Nights. Those are all old. I don't. Well, I mean, you know, we just bought the car, which is like a current concern. So it's really expensive. But I want to put money back into savings. And, you know, we're trying to buy a house. So the more money we have in savings, the better off we all are. Aha! Paradise Mantle. Bam! $8 card. I knew I had more. Original Ornithopter. With filament, can you melt it and reuse it? How do you put it? How do you make it back into string? An extruder? You're a fucking extruder. The tie-dye Otis. She wore it out. I could make her one. We have tie-dye stuff. I just need to get a plain white shirt to tie-dye. A plain white Otis shirt to tie-dye. What size is she? I may have one. I may have one in a box back there. I could look. I think I got rid of them, but I can look. I have a plastic case of shirts left over from when I used to stock them all the time. And they're mostly sizes no one fits into, of course. So lots of smalls, lots of mediums. But I think I had an Otis shirt that was like a medium, maybe. You don't have to say what size she takes in the chat. Oh, there it is. Yep. I'll look. Allow me to finish doing what I'm doing. A bit off a little too much than I could chew here. I can take your mediums. They are South American XLs. Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I hesitate to buy any kind of clothing on like Amazon, or definitely not like Wish or Temu. Because like, oh, it's an XL, but for what continent? Because a XL in Hong Kong is going to be something that one of my daughters will wear. Hunting Koroks on Tear of the Kingdom and needed a distraction. What the hell is Tears of the Kingdom? Oh, is it the Zelda game? The new one? I don't play a lot of video games anymore. I'm completely out of touch. It's okay. Yeah. Bunch of Urza's lands. No, when you came up to visit, I remember you talking about that. Not as fun as adultering. He said with the air of experience. Oh, one thing that I listed that sold like immediately, which was really cool, is I had an artist proof, a signed artist proof, 4th edition Disrupting Scepter, signed by Dan Frazier, the artist, who's now passed away. And it's a trash card. It's like a quarter, but because it's an artist proof, it's pretty rare. And then because it was signed as well, that was pretty cool. It sold for $20. I think I paid $5 for it. He was a weird guy. I've had some fun. I hope they did too. Otherwise, you know, sad trombone. Sad trombone. The Mirrodin Talismans. I should pull that. Ooh, I think those are worth money. I know the black one was. Do-do-do-do. Oh man, the foils are. How did you like the Tarrasque on Tuesday? Actually, my initial thought was like, dude, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And this is the apocalypse. Yeah, that makes complete sense. And then once I was like on board with its suitability, it was actually pretty awesome because it was nerve wracking, right? Because it's like you can't fight it. You can't. We do not have the ability to fight this thing. So run was the only choice, and that was fun. I feel like in too many games and too many D&D games, the only choice by default is fight. And oh, is there $1? So having the creature appear that like we basically couldn't do anything about was pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Nope. Oh, I didn't go through that. Wait your turn. Yeah, Tarrasques are basically the D&D equivalent of Godzilla. Like they are, like when they show up, it is the end times. They, are like a high level party, like one that has reached kind of the end game state. That is a threat to them because they require very specific things to kill, and you've got to be able to just be able to stop it. Like, look, hey, zombie tokens. Look, everybody, zombie tokens. I'll set them off to the side. Womp. Oh, look, more Imperious Perfects. Ooh, those used to be really good. Riptide. foil. $1. No thanks. Look, to be fair, we brought about the apocalypse because we needed that relic to go back in time to prevent it from happening in the first place. So you could say that we broke some eggs to make an omelet. The eggs being an entire city filled with, people. But, hey. And, to be honest with you, a lot of the people in this city have turned out to be like either really friggin' weird or shitty. So maybe the city kind of deserves it. I'm just saying. Scourge. I know the foils are worth money. Man, they made a lot of these. $1. Boromir has become one of my favorite characters. Like, he definitely, I like his personality, and he's fun to play, and he feels effective. Like some characters are not. I had a warlock character that I played in a campaign with my friends that he was a ton of fun. Like conceptually, that's a $6 card. And like on paper, awesome idea, great idea. But in the actual game, he was awful. Like all I ever did was like spam Eldritch Blast, and nobody in the party like meshed with him. And like the personality of the character like just didn't really go anywhere. So I wound up retiring him in that campaign and bringing in just like a DPS tankish kind of guy, which was a shame because the other character wasn't as fun. But it helped the party because the other character did more than spam Eldritch Blast all the time. Yeah, I did not expect him to be a mind flayer. That's for fucking sure. I figured he was just like a high level douche canoe, just an asshole. I did not expect him to be that. And shame on me too. In the last game session, I should have absolutely tried to break that grapple, because I totally forgot that they try to eat your brain and it does a shit ton of damage. I totally forgot about that. And damn near bit it. I think I figured out that that's not worth anything, right? Like I could have died. Like what was I brought down to like what, 8 hit points out of 100. He has 100 when he's full, which is a lot. And he got handled by that mind flayer. But he's supposed to. So like they're supposed to do that. Just 1L. $14. But that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Arguably the best session we've had so far. We've had a couple of really good ones too. I've had some that were just, okay. But I mean, every campaign has like filler, where you're like bridging the gap or you don't get anywhere because you get locked up in a conversation, or fucking Frank is shopping for swords for 3 hours, which happens. I scared the shit out of Frank. That's funny. Poor Frank. Although, to be fair, he was kind of stupid to go where he went. He that was a rash decision to pick that fight. Like, he should have just booked it. I mean, I understand he wanted to like take out the bad guy, but he had absolutely no resources to do it with. He's a rogue. He can't fight alone. Like, without backstab damage, he can't do anything. Like anything. It's not worth anything. Seriously, what's he going to do? D8 around? Like, he's not going to do shit to anybody. $2. That's money. I know that's money. But he did what he did, and we were able to rescue him. Now, I don't know what we do from there. Smarter Masters foil. $2. Not worth it. Not worth it. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. That's not worth it. Yeah. Okay. Get rid of that. All right. That box is done. He's a lot of fun to play with, and he plays characters authentically, which I really like. Like, even if it's a bad decision, if his character would do it, he's like, well, I'm going to be in character, which I appreciate because he doesn't metagame. Yeah, this is box number 3. I'm on number 3 now. A lot of unlimited cards in this box, which are old, and most are only worth money because they're old. But like, I'm not going to do anything with them, so I might as well list them. Right. Box number 3. I have. So this is the third box. I have two more 5-row boxes, which are the big ones, right? Big, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 2-row boxes, and that's just that shelf over there. I have another. Probably 4 or 5 2 row boxes to look through. Break for the workshop. Can I throw an idea for your next series of books? Yes, you can. I can ignore it, but you can throw it out. It's one of the fun things about doing these chats. People share ideas. Does it have to do with boxes by any chance? How about here's the idea, JB. Man continues to impregnate wife. Wife loses her shit, brings about the apocalypse. How's that? Main character's name is Madison. Just saying. Little Shop of Horrors, but cooler. Oh, Little Shop of Horrors was cool. I can't find love, finds riches in the sex toy business, and in order to pin down a new market, starts making serial killer cock clones. They become self-aware and start murdering people. Wow, that's very specific, and very left field. But it feels pretty original for a reason. And, cool. That's, yeah. I'll take that under advisement. Use metaphors with butter. Should there be like lots of serial killer dildo sex scenes? I'm guessing is what you're hoping for. Just, knowing you. So I have an idea for my next series, when and if I can get to it. And at the day that I had DJ up for the signing in Manchester near here, he and I BS'd about, stuff. And I had kind of an epiphany when I was also talking to Chris Fagan, the actual real Chris Fagan, not the one from the books. The weird rash of homicides. Yeah, I get that. That actually sounds kind of cool. Anyway, I had kind of an epiphany on it because I was like kind of stuck on some ideas and I couldn't like quite get a couple of things to like bridge together. Like, that's fun, but it doesn't make sense, And I was having a conversation with him. We went out to dinner and we were just like bullshitting, and I left to come home and I started thinking about some of the stuff that we were talking about. I was like, hey, wait a minute. If I do this, that, and that, then all of those things that don't make sense suddenly can. And those aha moments are like solid gold. That would be a really good, like, I think, one-off. I don't think I could turn that into a series. I don't know if there's enough there to keep me invested. That being said, it would be a really fun one-off. I could have people have dildos named after them. That would be fun. Like, donate to a charity to have a cock named after you. Probably raise a lot of money. That would be fun. And then people would tell all their friends, "I'm a penis in this guy's book." What? Not a character. An actual penis. A fake penis too. The Jeffrey Dahmer butt plug crimes. Yeah, I don't want to imagine that at all. I don't want to think about that at all. How would she get a mold of their dick, or would she just like make a apparatus and then name it? You know, just like just sort of name it. I imagine they didn't take molds of all their members, if you will. Kind of witchy. She's a little witchy. What you got against witches, man? What you got against witches, JB? Hey, by the way, speaking of you, JB, Taurus is really good. I listened to it like 4 or 5 times now. Solid track. Well done. Every time I listen to one of your songs in the car with the girls, I'm always like, hey girls. Daddy's friend JB made this song, and they're always like, turn it up. And they always are like, can we watch him make a song someday? It's like, yeah, if we can ever get down there and get into the studio, I'm sure we could look over his shoulder. They're currently very interested in music, trying out all different kinds of stuff. They're currently experimenting with rock and roll. I listen to a lot of hip hop and EDM and some rock. So I've been playing a lot more rock for them, which has been nice. It's been fun. A little different. Dubstep version of the safety dance. There you go, JB. There's your next track. Yeah. Well, it's one of the reasons why I love getting tattoos, because you're just like sitting there watching an artist do art, and then at the end of it, you get to leave with it because it's on you. Like, that's just awesome. I've had the itch to get a new tattoo for a long time now, but just haven't had time or money or like a great idea for one. I got my shoulder tattoo I have not finished yet, but I feel like that one's kind of set sail. Oliver Anthony song. Oliver Anthony. Oliver Anthony. Which one's Oliver Anthony? Remind me, or post a link. Is that one that I shared with you? Bad Wabbit Tattoo. Anthony, you know, at some point you need to have a joke appear in the Bad Wabbit comics. The Rushman. Oh, you gotta have a joke appear in Bad Wabbit about how rabbits are lagomorphs, and someone's got to make fun of him for eating shit, because that's fun. Rich men in Richmond. Salt. Is that a thing? That used to be a thing, this card. Lar. Oof. Boom. Saga. No, 50 cents. Not worth it. Richmond, north of Richmond. I shall listen when I exit the live stream. I don't think I've heard of that song. Been listening to a lot of that 100 Gex band that I was telling you about. The hyper pop. They're pretty fun. Just kind of crazy. Good. Good. Toddler replaying the same 20 songs. Expand your horizons, Noel. What do you listen to for music, Noel? Like, what are your 20 songs? Let's hear it. Give us a list. Dun 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 dun. I have like 30 playlists on Spotify because I like being organized. That used to be a card. Nope, not anymore. What are your 20 songs? Let's hear them. Chris's favorite tune is Dixon Dallas Good Looking. I don't even know what that is. Like, I don't even know how bad it is to feel like I've been insulted. Like, I need to have at least some sense of the song. It's like that would have been your chance to do like the safety dance, and I would have been like, ah ha ha, dick, you know. But you went a little too hard in a direction. So, you know, sorry, missed opportunity. It's all good. Dire Straits, Dream Theater, Cumbias, Trap, French Rock. Alter Bridge. Alter Bridge is solid. Evil 9. Michael Jackson. Interesting. Michael Jackson with his death grip on Pop and Kid Dicks. Yeah, you should try some new stuff, man. You actually like the safety dance? Wow. All right. Cool. That's it's cool. You do you, man. I don't even know what to suggest. I feel like Alter Bridge. So I used to listen. I've done a lot of Alter Bridge concerts because they're like Creed 2.0. I vote we all watch Chris do a live reaction to Dixon Dallas Good Looking. I don't know how to stream sound on this thing. I would do a live reaction for sure. Hey, Brain Freeze. That's good. That's a good ride. Gem Pump, Sorcerer. Just gotta fix this one. The best rap album in the world ever. So that AB3. Just play it on your phone. We can see your face even if we can't hear the song. That's true. All right, let me finish doing this. Handful of cards and I'll do it. Am I gonna like not want to give this guy a play on Spotify or girl? I have no idea what it is. All right, what's it called? Dixon Dallas Good Looking. Dixon Dallas Good Looking. Let's get rid of my kids' podcasts here. Go to single. No, I don't want to go to single. Dixon Dallas Good Looking. All right, here we go.
There's something about the way you look in my eyes. Like a starry night, you light up my sky. You lean in closer and my heart starts to pound. I heard you sigh, you know I love that sound. Haze bouncing off my booty cheeks, I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside. I kiss him on his neck and then he kisses on my pussy. Call him daddy while I holler, man, that boy's so damn good looking.
Not what I expected.
We made love and then he kissed me, I don't want it to end. Every day we spend together, I fall more into him. That boy, he takes my breath away. I can't find the words to say, so I wrote this little note. Kiss it silly so you know I've got some time, if you've got some time too. You've been on my mind, baby, let me remind you while I lay you down. I can't get
I do like it. It's really good.
I'm stuck in your love, that's fine with me. Nowhere else I wanna be. Haze bouncing off my booty cheeks, I love the way he rides. I can hardly breathe when he's pumping deep inside.
Bold move to put that as the chorus too, in a country song. Wow. That's really good. Thanks for sharing that song that you knew a lot about with me. That was really great. Thank you. I'm not going to, ask how you know about it because, everyone's free to do whatever they want. But thank you for putting that on my radar. It's really, really nice of you. No, but I mean, seriously, you got to high five the guy for going hard, if you will, and having that particular chorus because, it's good. It's got a lot of plays too, man. Blame it on TikTok. Yeah. We can blame a lot on TikTok. Not saying that it's going to be the fall of our society, but it's pushing. It's back there pushing, clapping on those butt cheeks. Butter churning jokes always stick, no matter how slippery they are. Butter jokes always stick. Blame it on TikTok. So, what do you watch on TikTok, JB? That is in your For You page? Just I ain't judging, man. I ain't judging, but I'm judging. Well, it's little. It's all good though. Trending tunes, right? Good, yeah. It's trending. So, how many times do you have to watch something to make it trending? So, do you play like 30 or 40 times? So will that kickstart it? Clapping on them booty cheeks. So good. So good. I really know better too with I didn't make a trend. Yeah, sure. Hey Emma. I also saw a video of someone put that over a Navy recruiting commercial. See, that's funny. That's funny stuff right there. That is good. I'm going to send that to some of my buddies in the Navy or who were in the Navy. That is good. So, hey, Josh. Hey. Hey. Goodbye. I'm not goodbye yet. Not done. I'm gonna finish this box and then I'm gonna go to bed. Even though it's 11:30. I'm gonna do it. The kids are gonna let me sleep until 7 tomorrow. Yes, well, nobody makes fun of fellow branches of the military like fellow branches of the military. Merciless. Just be shitting on each other. Like it's their job. Which many times it really feels like it. Not gonna lie. So what? We pick a song. Hear me read. Here it costs that much. So JB is a good friend of mine, Ginger. He and I have known each other for years, and he and I played D&D together, and we were talking about music, and he suggested that the song that I just played was my, one of my favorites. and he called me out and said to do a live reaction to it. So I did, and it's a gay country song about cowboys clapping them ass cheeks. So, you know, I'm not going to say anything can happen on my live streams, but, you know, standards are real low here. Just saying. Real low. It's a good card. All right. Done with blue. Now we're on to green. If you ever see me in his live, you know shenanigans are afoot. Accurate. Can confirm. Shenanigans. I mean, you know, what is life without some, you know, playful shenanigans? Like, let's be honest, right? What's the point? What is the point? Yeah, poop. Just did. Yeah, JB is the king of shenanigans. Marshmaker, lure. Hey, Ray. I'm doing well, my friend. You still back in the old stomping grounds? Hills, Vegas. Or have you moved? I haven't seen any of your posts come by lately. Maybe you're not posting that much. Every once in a while, they change the algorithm on what they let me see. I have so many damn friends that, like, it's really easy to like lose people. Crazy. Hey, I think Cavill. Boom. You just live life. That's right. You live life and knock up your wife. Because, you know, can't fucking pull out. Tranquility. Generation. Sky Shroud Ridgeback. Genetics. Quality. I'll play you. Still at the dunks. Go Ray. Keeping it real. I don't have any actual decks Josh. I'd have to use one of yours. Like I have the cards to make 1,000 decks, but I don't actually have any together. Like in a meaningful fashion. Hey, that's cool. Pretty happy about that card. So much that one. How much is that card? Show me unlimited. Show me unlimited. Where is it? I don't care about any of those. Pulling out is lame. Why did the clean up when she can? Oh, yeah. There it is. $20. Nice. I can afford lunch now. Well, I mean, I don't know how many kids you want in your family. I mean, you got 5 now, which is like some serious fucking old farmsteader, gonna populate our farm with our own workers that we make with our genitals kind of stuff, which is, that's good. It's good. We did a lot of that in the 1800s. But, maybe it's time to wrap it up, say, just get some snips. Urza's Saga. 20 cents. Man, that's a bummer. Middle School OG Time Spiral and 10th edition. Nice. Time Spiral was a fun set. Quit breeding. Had 2, adopted 2, and fostered 9. Yeesh. Some people cannot take care of kids. Should not be having them, that's for damn sure. Some people. And some people are fantastic parents. If we were independently wealthy, we'd probably have more. Because we have good kids, and I think we're good parents. And like, it would be cool to have a couple more. But they are expensive and they require space. And in order to take care of them well, it's expensive. So, we got two really good ones. We'll stick with that. It seems like a good card, but it's not. Swordplay. You taught your kids swordplay. Is that how you afforded them? You like taught them how to rob banks with swords? Because that would be kind of cool. Like wildly inappropriate, but pretty cool. Like, I may actually do that for my kids. That's revised. We want revised. We want unlimited. Oh, let's see if I have some Uktabi orangutans in here. They would be in this box. We have two here, and my wife, who sometimes is like having a third one. I'm sure she would say the same thing about me, because I deserve it. Maybe a good card to check out. Tarpon. I forgot to have dinner again. It's 2 nights running now. But I do have some of my plantain chips here. And those are yummy. And I could just munch on a few of those. So, yeah. I know, I also want to play D&D with Daddy. Oh, that's awesome. My Little Pony campaign. I tried to do a campaign with my girls, but Juniper can't quite hang. She tries to control the whole story like she's the DM, and she can't just play her character, so she winds up like really pissing off Willow, because Willow gets the dynamic and is like excited to just play her character, and then Juniper's like, and then this happens, and then this happens, and then this happens, and it's like, oh honey, wait, and like you gotta let Willow's character control herself. Role playing can be a lot of fun. It's very it can be very hit or miss, because a lot of it depends on the group that you're with. Like if you're in a group with like good players who are fun and are at the level that you want to be at in terms of like seriousness and plot and all that jazz, it's fantastic. It's an awesome hobby. But then there are times where you're in groups where, you know, things don't quite meet the expectations you had going into it, and it's not as fun, or the story isn't as good, or the DM is making kind of decisions that don't really make it that fun, or there's like a toxic player in the group. Ginger, you're just hitting a whole bunch of returns there. It's all right. I get paid for the stars. Dump them. I am monetized on this platform. Yeah. It's not a lot, but you know, every little bit adds up. I'm also trying really hard to get monetized on YouTube too, which is one of the reasons why these lives are awesome, because it counts as a ton of content. And you know, once you hit a certain amount of subscribers and you have a certain amount of minutes watched, they monetize you. So like if I just come on and do these lives and bullshit for 2 hours, it's like a lot of minutes that counts towards that. So, and they're fun, so it works out. And even if it's only like, you know, $5 here, $5 there, it adds up and helps. Yeah, your posts are always fun, Josh. It's always fun to see how excited you are the day after your game. pump up those watching screens. Watching old video counts in that metric. Yes, it does. Just total minutes watched of my content. It's like you could literally like hit play on, a window on a video and just leave it, like walk away and just let it play. And that counts. Just minutes. That's all they care about. That I'm creating content that keeps people on the platform. Let's turn this. Dog walker. Just don't know what to say on a live under defrags. You could do it like Deadmau5 style, where you just like mix and make it so people can hear you as you work on it. Wink, wink. Well, I mean, look at seriously, JB. Look at what fucking Deadmau5 does. That's all he does. He just has like a fucking live stream camera in his studio, and he just literally sits there all fucking day. And he has like 500 watchers on Twitch or whatever. Because why not? Make fart sounds into the microphone. There you go. We just did that with the good looking song, clapping butt cheeks and such. Man, I didn't find any sex monkeys. Bummer. Oh, and so like minutes watched matter, right? And then I'm part of a pilot program on Facebook where I get paid for interactions. They're like, I don't know if it's a test or what they want to try and do for the future or what, but for the months of August and September, anytime anybody interacts with any of my posts, I get like, a fraction of a cent or whatever it winds up being, a penny or something. So the more content I can put out, the more chances I can get likes and shares and comments and stuff like that, the more pennies add up. And it is just pennies, but still, like if I can get Facebook to pay me $15 a month, let's do it. Make it up to Step Falls and something. Hey, Brad. No, we didn't, man. We were looking for a plan, looking to make a plan to go up there before school started with the girls. And then Leah's mom wound up getting knee surgery, and we've had to like play it close to home to be able to take care of her because she can't get around while she's doing it. So we wound up kind of like parking all of our big plans for travel and stuff like that. So, but thank you for reminding me what the name was. Make me a whole dime worth of thumbs. Nice. She's fine. She just needed a knee rebuilt. She's getting up there. She's 73 now, and has had a bad knee as long as I've known her. And she finally got to the point where she could get a knee rebuilt, or her knee rebuilt. So she did. And now she, once she gets all of her rehab work done and rebuilds all the muscles around the knee and kind of like fixes her posture and stuff like that, because she was like compensating so bad for her knee that like she just threw everything out of whack. Once she gets all that fixed up, it'll be great. She'll be all over the place doing things, and she stayed pretty active as it was, getting around doing stuff. So when she actually can walk around, it's going to be great. Because she was active and really couldn't get around. Cool beans, JB. Don't stay up too late. Love you too, brother. Take care of your girls. Thank you for the song recommendation. It will not go unretaliated to. Hey, Amy. Welcome to the Chizat. Just sorting some magic cards. Trying to throw them up on the eBay. That's unlimited. That is not. Those are trash. This card is also trash. Who's hip? Really? Who's hip? Man, you dug deep for that one. Who's hip? Later, Brad. Bradley. My old friend. For those of you who care, Brad Muir, who just departed the chat, was a coworker of mine and a really good dude. Plus his wife. She's awesome. Cora. Great people. Always impressed when I take stock of the people that I have had around me in my life and how good they are. And I always feel like, all right, cool. Like, well, at least you're doing that right. When I met my wife, Leah, on eHarmony, because we both had marriage kind of shit the bed on us, and we were looking to move on quickly. And because we wanted to have family and we didn't want to wait 10 years to do it. So, our eHarmony profiles were like painfully blunt and to the point. Like, if you don't want kids, just move on. Like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to waste your time. Please don't waste my time. But said nicely. And one of the things on eHarmony that they ask you is like, what do you bring to a relationship? Like, what makes you worth shacking up with or whatever? And one of my answers was like, I am bringing the quality of my friends or something to that effect, because like I have great friends. Like, they're really good people. And that felt important to share. Later, Josh. Appreciate that compliment, my friend. That is a good one. I'll take that any day. What's hip in your world, Amy Robbins? What's hip in your world tonight? This late hour on a Friday, as we enter another wild and crazy August weekend. Tab, stay over there. Not you. Not your bullshit. Not you too. Spent the entire day with your cousin's pregnant girlfriend. That's hip. Cool. That's cool. That's good. Because it really could go either way. Because it's like, oh, I got saddled with this person. Or, like, it was cool and we had fun. Perspective. Going through an awful divorce. Oh God, eesh, dog deaths, no fun. Sorry about all that. That is tough, really tough. Let's shuffle some up, Josh. I don't know when I'm gonna get up to your neck of the woods, but figure it out. Almost done. Almost done for tonight. To do RC. Well, better to get it wrong 2 times and get out of it than get it wrong and stay in it. Marriage ain't easy, even when it's good. Oh, at least 2 more. Now, well, I got all those other 2-row boxes that I really ought to go through because I think I might have a bunch of cool stuff in there too that I need to look at because it makes sense to get a complete inventory of the good stuff before moving forward. With Magic, it's really important to sell cards in groups of 4 because the most of any given card you can have in your deck is 4, and if you have all 4, then you can have the maximum. So you buy 1 of something and you can only run 1 of it, and generally if it's worth running, you want to run as many of them as you can, 4 being the maximum. Just increases your odds of drawing the right cards. So when you sell 1, 2, or 3 of something, it's not as appealing as if you can sell 4. So talk all you want. The whole point is to talk. I talk, you talk, we talk. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshitting. And I also can ignore you. So just understand that I do have that ability. I wouldn't, but I can. Go on. Son used to play Magic competitions. Yeah, I was talking earlier about how one of the great ways to build up a collection is to grab some lots on eBay because you can get really good selections of decent cards for pretty cheap and build up your trade like binders. Upgrade. They used to do these things called repacks where they would package up a whole bunch of cards in sealed random packs, and they would put in like a 20 or 30 pack pool. They would guarantee so many really great cards, so you always had a chance at getting something special. And those were usually pretty cheap, a couple bucks a piece. And it was a great way to have a chance at getting some specific good cards. I don't know if they do them anymore. They just call them repacks. You're welcome, Lady Amy. Yeah, I forgot you had to keep doing laundry. I do that often. I actually, my desk, the way I'm facing right behind the computer is the dryer. And over there is the washer. And it is my family responsibility to do laundry. That is like the thing I do. And I often will put stuff in the washer and, start working, do whatever, and then it just stops. And I'll like 3 hours later be like, ah, shit, I forgot to move it over. And I've been sitting here, literally right in front of it. And I still forget. Get tunnel vision. Chillbrook. Haha, that is a good idea. I do like that novel. That is very clever. A Chillbrook session. I still want to do the lives with other authors where I like sit and we talk about stuff. But until the kids go back to school and my time changes, I don't really have the time for it. And these are random and like I don't have to schedule with anybody. I can just, oh, look, I got an hour, I'll jump on. So these are convenient. I also wanted to do, several people were asking me to do like how did I get to this point in my life videos. Kind of like a my past sort of thing, because it's pretty interesting. Like a series of videos. And I want to do that too, but I don't have any privacy right now. And, part of that story, I don't really want the kids listening in on until they're a little bit older, at least. So, and, the kids are here all day with me or all day with Leah. And during the times where they're gone or out of the house and I'm here working alone, like I just need to like buckle down and work. How the fuck did I end up here? Yeah, that's true. The funny thing about my life that I often think about, and this, this is an existential question that I think we all think about from time to time, is the amount of truly random seeming experiences and opportunities that I have either taken or passed on, as the case may be, that have led me to where I'm at. And like how neat it's been, in retrospect, at least, that, like I had all these things happen to me that, taught me certain skills or gave me certain experiences or brought me some level of ability to do what I'm doing now and, be able to live the life that I get to live, which is, pretty cool. And that's the kind of stuff I want to talk about, like the random like job opportunities and, meeting people and skills that I learned that, at the time didn't really seem sensible or whatnot, but have now become, really important in my life. Like all of my game design experience, like how that has carried forward. And working in security, that kind of stuff. Working in mental health. Well, that's the question, right, Ginger? Was it all random? I don't know. Like, I certainly did not make a lot of those decisions with the intent of like, oh, I'm going to use that to become a writer when I'm in my 30s. I never, ever had that thought. But like when you sit back and you look at it, it's like, wow, that was almost like, how did all of those separate things all come together in the way they did to get me to, to where I am? Like, how did that happen? Shit luck, good luck, It wasn't always easy, but, good things often aren't. What did you do in mental health? So my second college degree is a psychology degree, and a psychology degree with a minor in criminal justice. And when I graduated, I went at it with the intention of trying to get work at like the VA to work with veterans, because my family and a lot of my friends are in the military or were in the military, and I really wanted to support that community, and I could not get in. Like they just were only hiring veterans, and I am not a veteran. I did not serve. And after basically accepting that until I got my master's, that was just not going to happen, I started applying for other jobs just in the mental health field that I could do with my bachelor's degree. And I got 2 job offers almost immediately. And the first job offer was to be a New Hampshire State Police Trooper working at the state mental hospital. So I would be a state trooper, but working in the hospital, which is really cool. And at the same time, I got an offer to work at a school, a mental health school for kids, where they dealt with kids that like couldn't be in the home environment or in the school environment. They were either, too disorganized or too dangerous or unsafe or whatever. And when I did the math on everything, the mental health job at the state hospital as a state trooper paid really well, but when I did a little bit of digging on it, it was basically like this job's gonna be fucking horrible. And the woman, the state trooper who hired me, basically was like, look, nobody does this job for more than 4 years because it's awful. She's like, but after 4 years, you can transfer out into patrol. And then you're in a car, you're in a cruiser, or you're in a different department, and you're a full-fledged state trooper. And the money was great, the benefits were great, but I was like, you know what, I don't think I want to do that. And when I interviewed at the school, the mental health facility, and I met all the staff and I met all the kids, I was like, this place is great. Like, these kids are like awesome. Yeah, they need a ton of help, but they're like really good kids. And man, it would be really nice to work here. And it felt like a community as opposed to a community hospital. So I took the job at the school and wound up working there as a mental health counselor, like a hands-on direct care level. And I did that for several years. And I worked in the crisis response team. Basically, like when a kid was being profoundly unsafe or dangerous or whatever, I would, roll in during the dangerous moments. And then wound up taking over and managing the dorm of the oldest kids, which is like the 15 to 20-year-olds. And I was the lead staff of that dorm. And I basically managed their day-to-day lives and the building and all of the stuff that came along with that. A little staff of 3 people, and it was great. It was a good job. But the writing took off, so here I am. But I did love working there. It was a hard job. It was definitely a challenge. There were a lot of really, really, really tough days, and I got injured a lot because you're showing up when kids are being unsafe. And, it's going to be my body that takes the hit before the kids. So, but nothing, too major, nothing that a couple surgeries couldn't fix. And now I sit on my fat ass and write books all day and do live chats with fans across the world and sort magic cards and travel. And that's awesome. But that job was hugely important in my evolution as a writer. the stuff that I did before that was like, it's just really, really crazy how it all kind of came together. and people buy it. Do you think what made you such an excellent author had to do a lot with your experiences in life? Were you always passionate about it for a time? I always liked writing. Always. Like I have books um, in storage around here where they're like I wrote them in like first grade, like little 10-page books that you could see that I liked doing it and I was trying to tell a story, but I was fucking 6. Um, and then in classes where I was able to like write stories in English and whatnot, like I always was like excited to try and tell a story, and I've always been obsessed with reading and not always been obsessed with reading, but for a very long time. So writing has always been a part of me, but I think that oh, good for you, Ginger. Crisis interventions. Oof. Um, but anyway, the jobs and the experiences definitely informed me on what I would be able and interested to write. Because a lot of what they say to do is write what you know. Um, but that only works to a point because like there's a whole lot of stuff that I write about that no one has ever experienced. Like no one has ever been through the zombie apocalypse. No one has ever had a cult following their family. No one has ever been with a dragon flying through Boston. So there's a certain point where write what you know just doesn't hold up. But there are a lot of things about writing that only resound when they're spoken from a place of experience. And I have had many jobs. I have gotten a lot of schooling, not always in the best or most intelligent way. And I've had a lot of good experiences and a lot of bad experiences, and they have all kind of come together to um, give me a database of experiences that allow me to draw on it and give me some really cool inspiration. So Diggory is really fun. I really like that series. It was a cool idea. It gestated for a long time, and I think it's coming off pretty well. People seem to really like it. So I'm pretty pleased about that. If days were 30 hours long, I would write in those series more, but I can't. I was talking to my wife earlier that there's a moment in my life where moments in my life where I realize that I'm writing something not because I'm really enjoying writing it, but because I am afraid of failure in writing it. And I need it to be good, and I worry about it, and I'm not writing because it's fun. I'm writing because I'm afraid of it, or afraid of failing with it. And that's like when the writing really sucks, which is funny. But when I write because it's fun, or I'm writing a story because I'm enjoying writing the story, those are the things that everybody likes. And I need to like detach myself from that idea that I need to worry about what I'm writing and how to write it, and just write it because it's fun for me, because that's when the stuff is better. And when money gets tight for whatever reason, and money's always fucking tight, or at least I can find a reason why it's always tight. I tend to write from that place of fear, not creativity, and I get really stressed out when I'm not writing enough or whatever. But that's that's part of being self-employed. Never mind being a writer. on topic. I've been playing with the idea of recreating that time I was the intellectual author of a high school Q, but with zombies. 100 teenagers that happen to be taking over a high school and the shit hits the fan. Such a good idea. Yep. Experiences are solid gold. You don't have to make them up. You just have to remember them. And done. Done-ish. All right. It is 12:17 where I'm at in the world. And I got to go to bed because the kids are going to wake up. And I got to be a dad. So, thank you for keeping me company tonight. I appreciate it. You are welcome for giving you insight on some of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes here, and I appreciate it. And as always, if anybody needs anything, just reach on out, and I'm always around sooner or later. Even though it may take me a day or two to get back to you, I will get back to you. And yeah, so appreciate it. I'll talk to you guys later. Ladies later. Bye.